Daniel Carter had always believed trust was the foundation of love. For 10 years, he and Laura had built their lives together, brick by brick, memory by memory. Their home was filled with shared laughter, quiet evenings, and promises whispered in the dark. Laura was his world. She was the woman who held his hand when his father died, the woman who supported him when his career struggled, the woman who told him every single night, "I love you." Daniel had never doubted her. Not once. Until the night Marcus called. Marcus's voice sounded strange. "Daniel, I think I just saw Laura." Daniel smiled casually. "Okay, where?" There was hesitation. "At Riverside Cafe." Daniel frowned slightly. "She told me she went grocery shopping." Marcus went quiet for a moment. Then he said the words that would change everything. "She wasn't alone." Daniel's chest tightened. "What do you mean?" Marcus exhaled slowly. "She was holding hands with a guy." Daniel laughed nervously. "You must be mistaken." "I'm not," Marcus said. "I took a picture." When Daniel saw the photo, his world stopped. It was Laura. Her hand was in another man's hand. She was smiling. Not politely, not casually, but intimately. Daniel couldn't breathe. His mind rejected what his eyes saw. This wasn't possible. This wasn't his Laura. But deep down, he knew the truth. Something was terribly wrong. Daniel didn't confront her that night. Instead, he watched. Waited. Observed. Laura came home smiling, kissed him on the cheek, and asked about his day. She lied effortlessly. "I went to the grocery store," she said. Daniel nodded. He said nothing. But inside, something was breaking. Over the next few weeks, Daniel became someone he didn't recognize. He paid attention to everything. Laura's phone habits changed. She smiled at messages she never shared. She stepped outside to answer calls. She dressed nicer when she said she was meeting friends. Daniel followed her one evening. He hated himself for it. But he needed the truth. He watched her walk into Riverside Cafe again. And there he was. The same man. Daniel's heart pounded as he watched them embrace. This wasn't casual. This wasn't innocent. This was emotional. Personal. Deep. Then, Daniel saw something worse. Laura rested her head on the man's shoulder, as if she belonged there. Daniel's hands trembled. He took photos, videos, proof. But nothing could capture the pain he felt inside. Because the real damage wasn't what she was doing. It was what she had destroyed. His trust. His peace. His belief in forever. Daniel eventually discovered the man's identity. His name was Kevin. Laura's ex-boyfriend. The man she had loved before Daniel. The man she had once called her first love. Daniel remembered Laura mentioning Kevin years ago. She had said it ended badly. She had said she moved on. She had said Daniel was her future. But now, Kevin was back. And Laura was choosing him again. Daniel learned they had been meeting for months. Not weeks. Months. Every meeting was a lie. Every smile Laura gave Daniel was a performance. Every "I love you" was poisoned by betrayal. Daniel felt anger. But more than anger, he felt clarity. He understood something important. He deserved better. He deserved truth. He deserved loyalty. And he deserved freedom. Daniel contacted a lawyer. Quietly. Calmly. Carefully. He prepared everything. Divorce papers. Evidence. Financial protection. He didn't want revenge. He wanted closure. And he wanted his dignity. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday night. Laura came home smiling. She sat beside him on the couch. She rested her head on his shoulder. "Long day," she said softly. Daniel looked at her. Really looked at her. He memorized her face. Because he knew everything was about to change. He stood up silently. Laura looked confused. "Daniel?" He walked to his desk. He picked up an envelope. He returned to her and handed it to her. Laura frowned. "What's this?" "Open it." She did. Her hands froze. Her face turned pale. Her lips trembled. "Divorce papers?" she whispered. She looked up at him, terrified. "What is this?" Daniel's voice was calm. Steady. Controlled. "It's the truth." Laura's eyes filled with tears. "No, Daniel, please." He placed the photos on the table. Her face collapsed. She knew. She had been exposed. "I can explain," she said desperately. Daniel shook his head. "You already did. Every time you lead." Laura cried. "I made a mistake." Daniel looked at her with quiet pain. "A mistake is forgetting something," he said softly. "This was a choice." She reached for him. He stepped back. That hurt her more than anything. Because in that moment, she realized something. She had lost him. Not physically, but emotionally. Completely. And forever, Laura begged. She cried. She apologized. She promised to end it. She promised to fix everything. But Daniel remained calm. Because the damage was already done. Trust, once broken, never returns the same. He didn't hate her. He loved her. And that was the hardest part. Because loving someone who betrays you doesn't protect you from pain. It makes it worse. "I gave you everything," Daniel said quietly. Laura sobbed. "I know. But you gave someone else the part of you that mattered most." She had no answer. Because there was none. Daniel picked up his keys. Laura panicked. "Where are you going?" He looked at her one last time. Her tears. Her regret. Her fear. "I'm choosing myself," he said. And then he walked away. Not in anger. Not in rage. But in peace. Because sometimes the strongest thing a person can do is leave. Epilogue. Freedom. Months later, Daniel was different. Not broken. Not weak. Stronger. He rebuilt his life. He rediscovered himself. He found peace in solitude. He learned something important. Love should never cost your dignity. And betrayal should never be forgiven at the cost of your self-respect. As for Laura, she lost everything. Not because Daniel destroyed her, but because she destroyed her own future. And Daniel? He didn't seek revenge. He didn't seek punishment. He simply walked away. And sometimes, that's the most powerful revenge of all.